Hey everyone, it's Ryan Tommy here, and also known as Squid Prince, and just doing an RU match, and I ended up trying to ladder and whatnot, and I ended up getting a kid named Pedro P, and I didn't check him out till after the match, but he was ranked, I think, like top 100 on the ladder, and really had a good match with him. So for this match, I am on the far side. I have been working on like a RU team that's been working, fairly well for me. I am running a Scarf Tauros with Sheer Force, and it has Rock Climb, Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Zen Headbutt. My specially defensive Rotom fan that is Sub, Thunderbolt, Pain Split, and Will-O-Wisp. My specially defensive Escavalier with Megahorn, Knockoff, Sub, and Iron Defense. My my Archeops with Power Herb, Sky Attack, Acrobatics, Rock Slide, and Earthquake. An Unburden, Endure set, Hitmonlee with Endure, Mach Punch, Reversal, and Earthquake. And then finally I have my defensive Miltank with Sap Sipper, because I've been having a lot of trouble with Lilligants and Spores and Lead Smeargles, so I was like, I'm just going to eliminate that completely with Sap Sipper. And also Miltank will set up my rocks and T-Wave with little shenanigans. And I also gave it Iron Head because it does have a 30% flinch rate, and it also, I won't be walled by ghosts. So let's get right into this match. Now, I usually every time I play, they always set up rocks, so I get a free sub up to start. And now I'm just gonna Will-O-Wisp anything that comes in. He ends up bringing his Feraligatr. I figure expecting you know uh, just a Volt Switch, take the Volt Switch, but I end up Will-O-Wisping. He does have the Lumberry, so it really doesn't matter. So I just go for a T-Bow, almost take him out, but he keeps going for Aqua Jets. I guess he thought I was more speed invested, because Feraligatr should have outsped me, because I'm sure he probably had speed investment in there. So I know it can outspeed Tangrowth. He does carry I think it was, I'm not sure what hidden power that is. It's probably HP Fire, honestly. So I'm forced to switch out. He ends up bringing in Miltank, and well, I bring in Miltank, and he ends up going for hidden power. Gets a crit on the switch. I was like, oh crap. So I end up just going for a T-Wave. End up hitting the Drudgeon on the switch. Honestly, I'd rather have Drudgeon burned, because it's such a massive physical threat. So he ends up bringing the Tangrowth. He reveals to me that he is a spec set. So I go for the T-Wave. I know the Focus Blast is coming, but I just, stay in. He did his job. He got the rocks up. And so I just let my Miltank go. He does hit the Focus Blast. So I know he is probably going to have to switch. So I'm going to go for a sub, because he doesn't want to risk a miss, paralysis, and Focus Blast wouldn't really do anything to me anyway. So now I end up subbing and going for the Pain Split on the Drudgeon. Dragon Claws. Takes out my sub. So I end up just going to Escavalier. Dragon Claw, I know it's a resisted hit. And that does a lot for a resisted hit, especially against Escavalier. I don't have any defensive investment in it, but regardless, like, Escavalier is bulky. So he ends up just bringing in the Sand Slash, and ends up going for a Rapid Spin, get the rocks out. Which, this play, I did knock off the leftovers, but I should have expected the Rapid Spin and gone for another Iron Defense, and then set up a sub. And, excuse me, I'm really not worried about the Slowking at all, because I do have Stab Megahorn, just for Slowkings. So, and I am specially defensive, so his Scald really shouldn't do too much to me. The only thing I should be scared of is the burn, but I had a sub up, so I really has no fear. So he brings on his Hitmonlee, and he does go for the Blaze Kick. I just Megahorn. With that damage, I'm expecting this to be Choice Banded. Or actually, I think it was Scarf. excuse me, I'd rather it be Scarf. Or Bandit. It really doesn't even matter. So I just go for the rock slide. The rock climb. He brings the Tangrowth. He gets hurt up paralysis. So I bring in Rodent Fan. I just go for another sub. And he goes for the hidden power, takes it out. Now, at this point, I end up just going for Thunderbolts. I just risking, dying to hidden power, but I am very special defensive, and I should be able to take a hit. But I do just go for another sub just in case, paralysis sets in, or I can get a free sub up. So I figured, what, let's just go for T-bolts. Oh, never mind. I end up going. Oh, I went for a sub because I had 26%, and I knew I could live with one. And I actually do end up getting a free sub here. Now at this point, I end up just go for Thunderbolts. Maybe I can get a crit and take him out. He ends up living with 8, knocks out the sub, and I finally. Oh, he gets the regenerator boost, and then he takes the hit with Sand Slash. Now he switches out into his Drudging, and I end up just going for a Pain Split, just hoping that he wouldn't attack, because most likely he could outspeed me because, well, Sand Slash is pretty quick with investment, and I have absolutely no speed investment in my Rotom. So he ends up just Dragon Claw and taking me out. I do bring in my Tauros, and I go for a Rock Climb. Brings in the Sand Slash. Unfortunately for him, I do get 2 crits in a row. So his Sand Slash, he could have tried to Toxic Stall me, but it probably wouldn't have worked out for me in the end. So the crit kind of just, hurried the matchup a little bit. He ends up bringing in the Hitmonlee. If he was Scarfed, I do outspeed because I'm Scarfed as well, and my base speed is tremendously higher. Then he just brings in the Tangrowth, and Giga Drains ends up taking out my Tauros, that's perfectly fine, so I could just bring in Archeops and Acrobatics for the win. And that was a good game. This was kind of a long one, but I hope you enjoyed.